Do you have one of Portugal's most valuable stamps? Let's explore. Ah, Portugal, a country known for cork, beautiful coastal cliffs, soulful fado music, and some of the most dramatic stamp designs out there. But which Portuguese stamps are the most valuable, and what makes them so desirable to collectors? We partnered with Scott Catalogs and pulled the 6 most valuable Portuguese stamps, excluding errors and minor varieties. So open your albums, let's look at the top 6, starting from least to most valuable. Starting off the list, we have Scott 2. This is the 25 Reyes Blue, issued in 1853, with an unused catalogue value of $1,600. Featuring Queen Maria II, this comes from Portugal's very first stamp issue. And one thing immediately sets these apart from the stamps that we've explored so far. This design and many of Portugal's early designs are embossed, so they don't just sit on the paper, they rise off it. They feel more like seals or royal impressions than ordinary postage stamps. And like many other early stamps from that era, the original gum can cause light staining over time. So clean examples are getting harder to find today. Next up, we have Scott 6. And just like the previous stamp, this is a 25 Reyes Blue with an unused catalogue value of $1,600. But now we're moving forward slightly to 1855. And that means new monarch. The same year that Portugal's first stamps were issued, Queen Maria II passes away. And now we're looking at her son, King Pedro V. Same style, same embossed design. And so just like that, Portugal's earliest stamps capture a real shift in the country's history from Maria II to Pedro V. Now we move up the list. This is a 5 Reyes Brown issued in 1853 with an unused catalogue value of $4,750. And we have a Scott 1.
Number 1.
That's right, this is Portugal's very first postage stamp featuring Queen Maria II. So Portugal launches its first stamps in 1853, and Queen Maria II's reign lasts just long enough to be part of that first issue. Now, these stamps are all imperfect, so do keep in mind that the actual value comes down to those margins as well as overall condition.
It's not the rarest on the list, but it's the one I gladly lick. It's my personal pick.
Before we get to the top 3, it's time for my personal pick, the stamp I've chosen that has nothing to do with value and everything to do with why we love stamps. My pick is Scott 2971. From 2007, the cork stamp. This is a stamp made out of cork with an unused catalogue value of $8. Yes, Portugal made a stamp out of cork, and many of you may already know that this is a favorite of mine. Printed on actual cork veneer, this stamp is peak Portugal. It's tactile, it's unique, and I'll admit, I'm a sucker for gimmicky stamps. I love them. And since Portugal is the world's leading producer of cork, this is just brilliant. And so this stamp earns a spot as our personal pick. It's so well done. And so now it's time for the top 3. Scott 3. This is the 50 Reyes Yellow Green issued in 1853 with an unused catalogue value of $6,000. And we have a perfect match. 3 on 3. Scott 3 is ranked number 3. When you do find a really sharp example, you'll realize how beautiful these early embossed stamps are. The design was bold and clean and was executed well across the entire set. And so they are loved and sought after today, which is part of the reason why it's difficult in finding quality examples on the market. Next up, Scott 5. A 5 Reyes Red Brown issued in 1855 with an unused catalogue value of $15,000. And again, this one is featuring Pedro V. Finding a strong example is no easy task. These stamps were used, they were handled, they were often cut close. So when a clean, sharp example shows up, collectors notice and it goes big. There is one interesting thing to note about this Pedro series. To tell the difference between these 1855 issues and the more common ones that followed, you have to look closely at one detail: the hair. The earlier 1855 stamps have Pedro V with straight hair. In the later stamps from 1856, he came with curled hair. But regardless, they're actually all very special stamps with some hefty price tags, and having one should make you smile. But if you find one with the straight hair in your collection, you might be smiling a little more. And now, the top spot. This is Scott 4, a 100 Reyes lilac issued in 1853 with an unused catalog value of $50,000. This is the highest denomination of the original issue, which already makes it scarcer. Fewer were printed, fewer survive, and at this level, everything matters. Strong color, no fading, full margins, clean impression. That's what separates a nice stamp from a $50,000 gem. So there they are, some of Portugal's most valuable stamps, plus one very corky personal pick. And Portugal brings something different. We stayed right at the beginning of the catalogue with Scott numbers 1 through 6. Amazing, Portugal. Together, they give Portugal a total take of $78,958 in Scott catalogue value, which is now the new third place, just above Argentina. So that brings us to the end of this episode, which is brought to you by Scott, the worldwide leader in stamp listings and stamp values. Visit scottstamp.com to explore catalogs, collecting guides, and everything you need for your collecting journey. So do you have one of these stamps? Which country should we explore next? Let us know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching and happy exploring.